Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Movies Are Real. This time we are doing it on the first take. Hopefully, we don't lose this podcast. This is the movie this is the podcast where we talk about the movies of the month prior and what we're looking forward to the next month. Ryan, how are you?
I'm good. What is up? YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, TikTok. What all do we put this podcast on?
Pinterest. Somehow we have a big Pinterest following.
It's crazy.
So please put us on your board.
I still get emails from Pinterest to this day being like, your pin was saved by Sally M to her board that's all about old houses. It's like, what? Okay, thanks.
That is, of course, Carrie Lyles. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Pinterest, stop emailing me.
Pinterest, stop emailing me.
You can go into your account and tell to stop emailing you. You know that, right?
I have access.
I need to do that about Letterboxd, actually, because now that I'm using it more, they send emails.
Yeah.
Somehow those don't get through the social filter or the fucking shit on Gmail. Anyways.
Really? Mine do.
The year is almost gosh dang over, folks. Which is crazy to me. I was going to mention a movie from January, but I guess I was going to say, like, it feels like just yesterday. But I can't remember anything, so I guess it might as well. Oh, yeah, Polar.
Yeah, Polar at one point was our favorite movie of the year.
For a while.
that tells you something.
We should have just kept a live, like, Polar watch. Like, all right, where does Polar rank now? Now that we...
You should have followed both me and Carrie's
let me actually
films of 2019 list on Letterboxd, because we both had it as our favorite film for way too long.
Quite a while.
It was bad.
Is Polar better than Midsummer?
Yes.
All right. November. Holy moly, folks. George Cruise didn't see any movie.
I have it right above Midsummer.
There you go, folks.
Polar is 41 and Midsummer is 42.
Great.
I do want to move Annabelle above Midsummer, though.
Annabelle, I tell you what, man, the more I think about Annabelle, the better I feel about it.
It's good.
It was a good, some would say one of the biggest surprises of the year, but we're not here to do that right now. We're here to talk about how George Cruise didn't see any gosh dang movies this fucking month at all. So Carrie and Ryan are going to sort of, carry my lazy ass, because I'm just not dedicated to this product.
Wow, cool.
I am asleep at the wheel.
Maybe you should go to the doctor.
No, I wasn't going to go that far.
Oh, sorry.
Too late. Dr. Sleep. This is the movie based on the Stephen King novel, which is sort of a sequel. It's a direct sequel.
It's a sequel to The Shining.
To The Shining.
Yeah.
Some would say it's maybe a sequel to The Shining, the hit book,
the hit movie.
Maybe.
Not this podcast though.
This was a movie, Carrie, that you were surprised that when pre-release reviews were coming in, that we were like, oh, it's good.
Yeah, I was very surprised because that trailer made it look awful.
It didn't. It
looked bad.
It had Dark Tower energy.
I thought it looked interesting from that first trailer.
I mean,
I like Ian McGregor.
I do like him. I got more hope when I found out that Mike Flanagan was directing it.
Yeah, I didn't know that going in either.
I didn't know that he was directing it, and I was like, oh, okay, he knows how to do big, goofy, weird
and the
shit.
people marketing weren't like sort of playing that card. Like the horror people will fucking know who this guy is.
Exactly.
But they didn't, yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it would be obnoxious. But it was obnoxious, but it wasn't like an egregious obnoxious, if that makes any sense. It was like a fun, playful obnoxious.
It was really the parallel to Ready Player One.
Yes.
In terms of
Well, it's because I've talked about how I feel like this movie kind of feels like a fucking Kingdom Hearts The Shining level, where you're just like going in, running around, and it's removed enough. In my opinion, anyway. I've seen a lot of people say that the very ending where they have the final face-off at the Overlook is just garbage, but I really liked it. I had fun with it, but it feels far removed enough that it's not just literally The Shining and they're walking around in it.
Interesting.
But it's got like callbacks and the characters are there and it's fun to experience, in my opinion.
I definitely agree. I think the big thing for me is it's like almost completely different, like tonally. Like it's not only because it explores more of the weird Stephen King stuff with all the powers and the weird universe stuff where everyone has weird different powers.
Yeah,
and
it makes The Shining into X-Men kind of.
Yeah. And so that's interesting.
This is Glass?
Well,
was that this year?
Yes, it was.
Holy shit. Jesus Christ. What?
Guys, you haven't seen Glass yet? Come on. You had all year. should we lay down the like basic plot of Doctor
Yeah,
Sleep?
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's following Danny from The Shining. You might remember him as the little boy.
Good old Dan
And,
Torrance.
Torrance?
Torrance? I don't remember.
Yeah, Torrance, yeah.
Okay.
And he is struggling with a lot of the same issues his father had, such as alcoholism and not being able to keep a job. And then he gets into contact with a psychic little girl, and then they also have a run-in with a troupe of psychic bad guys, and everyone in this movie has The Shining.
Yeah, a lot
Every
of people.
single character.
Is the leader of that group Rebecca Ferguson?
Hell yeah, it is. And they are a group of people who have The Shining, and each of them kind of have, it is really like X-Men, or even like Twilight, how each of them have like a specific vampire power.
Yeah.
But a lot of them have specific things that they can do really well. But they eat people's souls, basically.
They
elongate their lifespan.
They like eat the Shining out of people.
Right.
But
yes.
but they can only get the Shining if the person's dead, like really dead, or like on the cusp of dead.
And then they keep it in canisters and like vape it out of people.
Ah.
It's great.
It's really cool. It's really fun.
It's hilarious.
So like the big thing is, Danny Torrance, he's been kind of like hiding his powers all along, but then he like feels, this little girl who has like powers are really strong, mega powers, and they like kind of meet up and they become like kind of
pen pals.
They become like psychic pen pals, and that it's kind of fun in that sense. And then the troop, the Twilight troop, kind of discovers the little girl, and they're like, we need her, because the Shining is disappearing, even though everyone has the Shining.
Yeah, they're worried.
It's weird because like there's like 8 people in that group. Why don't they? They need to narrow it down if they want to live forever, right?
No, they're a family, Ryan.
Yeah, I got to know 3 of them, I think. And then it's all about them trying to Danny Torrance and a little girl, I can't remember her name. Abra, yeah, because abracadabra. Funny stuff. Just trying to stop this troop of people.
Again, everything that you're telling me about this movie sounds like it would be bad. Sounds like it would be a TV Stephen King special, but apparently
it's not. It's interesting, and
it feels executed well, and there's lots of fun elements in it. Like
a
lot of the visualization of her, like they have mind palaces and stuff, and that's fun. And there's some unexpected gore that I was very excited about.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Like when she was in the mind palace,
the filing cabinet
and just
scene.
Like, bah! Ah!
Oh my god, it's excellent. I won't spoil it, but there's some unexpected gore that I was happy to see on the big screen. And yeah, it just feels fun. And I don't know, if you go into it expecting to have some fun, you might. And I enjoyed some of the expanded lore that it brought to The Shining. There's some new ideas that I thought were awesome. And like we were talking off mic, I don't know how different the movie is from the book, because in the movie they go back to the Overlook, but at the end of The Shining the Overlook exploded in the book, not in the... So it's like they're going off of the end of the first movie in the second movie, but still trying to. So it's very.
But it's trying to.
Adapt
adaptation of the book, which is.
I think, it's a weird mix.
It's trying to like satisfy fans of like both sides of things.
And Stephen King, another hater of The Shining.
I mean, to be fair, more people have seen the movie than have read the book.
Totally.
So if you go in and be like, The Shining or at the Overlook exploded, people be like,
I don't know about that.
Excuse me, I've seen the movie. It did not.
Yeah.
But so I have no idea how different. I'm currently reading the book, and I'm not very far in, and there's some wild stuff in the book.
Cool. Well,
that's great.
And then how do you feel about the final return to the Overlook? Because it's a long movie, and you actually don't spend that much time there.
No, it's like the last 30 minutes, I would say, that they have I thought it was... I think I leaned over to Ryan, and I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome.
It was,
I was enjoying it a lot. I think it's great.
It doesn't feel too like, oh, remember this thing, or remember that thing. It feels very, like, chilling at first, because... I don't want to get too much into spoiling
it's very cold.
Because it's very cold, yeah. But like when they first go there, it's just Danny walking around and it's just empty.
Oh my god! I'll spoil one line where he's like, "I have to go in and wake it up," and I was like, "Oh shit!"
That was pretty good.
And it doesn't directly call back to stuff, but it'll put them in situations that mirror stuff that happened in The Shining. It's like, oh. And there's other subtle ones throughout the movie, like the one sequence in the office where he's getting hired for the job, and it's the same as the office that Jack was getting hired at the original. It's really cool. There's some cool stuff. I think it's kind of a big mess, but it's also a fun mess, and it's not as obnoxious as I thought it was going to be.
I wonder. So this is the third Stephen King movie of the year.
Yes.
Which is weird. It's weird that after in post It World, did you forget about Pet Sematary?
Yeah, I did. I hate that movie.
Yeah. It's weird that the success of it has sort of made this like sort of renaissance of Stephen King adaptations, and renaissance in like sneer quotes because some of it's good,
and some of it doesn't make any money.
What
like
about
Dr. Sleep
Tall
made.
Grass, guys?
That's true. That's 4 technically. Yeah.
I'm sure there's more that we're forgetting.
Probably, maybe someone like fucking Redbox maybe has an exclusive DVD rental Stephen King adaptation short story somewhere.
1409.
Yeah. So the stories of this. So November has a fun narrative because it was sort of like, yo, all these movies are fucking bombing, and then we get to the end of the month. It's like, oh, actually, I think we're good. Right. It's just that nope. People maybe yeah, but I think people felt bad about Dr. Sleep specifically because it was a good movie. I don't think it didn't bomb. It didn't do well.
It really
underperformed. But I don't know what they expect. I honestly don't know what they expected.
It's true.
They were probably like, we got Stephen King, but they were
Shining.
Like, The Shining.
Everybody loves that guy.
Oh my god. I did like in the trailer where it has the fucking song at the end of it. That was great. Oh my god, they did like a revamped version of that song in the movie Dr. Sleep, and it was bassy and it was great. It was awesome. It sounds lame, but it probably was lame, but I really liked it.
So yeah, like the audience for this it's very I feel like it's a very narrow thing. Like I think there's no way in hell this movie would ever be made like without it solely on the fact that it's a follow up to The Shining. I don't think so at all because it sounds like a weird thing and it looks like a weird thing. Yeah. Because I'm sure there's a bunch of marketing people who are dying to put The Shining presents Dr. Sleep, The Shining universe, the Steven something like. But whatever. I want to watch that. Maybe is that something that I should watch for our discussions at the wrap up? Maybe not.
I think. I want to watch it again. I think it could. I think I have it fairly high on my list. I'm sure it'll come up in like
something.
Yeah. Best horror movie.
Yeah, definitely. Because we list every horror movie.
That's true. That's true. That is true. Well, I don't really have a segue for this.
Speaking of movies bombing.
Yeah, holy moly. Charlie's Angels, Elizabeth Banks, a motion picture written, produced, directed, and starring Elizabeth Banks. Charlie's Angels. The Hideo Kojima of the motion picture world. So here's the thing with the thing with Charlie's Angels is, listen, they brought back Charlie's Angels. Yeah. And really it's a movie that, recognizes what came before it, the series, in the 2 movies before. We saw the 1999, I don't even remember anymore. 2000 something. It has major 2000 energy, but it might be the early 90s.
It was directed by McG. So
it was McG. Gosh dang. So yeah, I don't know. The movie's fine. I don't know. Yeah. I think it's fine. I like Kristen Stewart. I wish there was more Kristen Stewart. I wish she was because the marketing made it seem like she was the person, but they all sort of like share equal screen time. I think Naomi Scott. Sorry, Naomi Watts is not in this movie. Naomi Scott of Power Rangers fame. We're big supporters, recognizers of, shout-outers of Power Rangers.
We will not stop talking about Power Rangers 2017.
You can't make us.
And yeah, I don't know. I wish this movie was more fun. I don't know.
I liked Kristen Stewart in it the best out of anyone.
Totally.
And I really liked...
It's a different character for her
Yeah,
also.
I really like to see her having fun in a movie.
Yeah.
I like to watch a movie where Kristen Stewart is not miserable. So that's really fun. And yeah, she was a goofball the whole movie. And she served some looks. And that was
did.
Great. It was great.
Oh man, I just remembered those shorts.
The booty
Sweet
shorts.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. And she had really good
Holy moly.
makeup in one scene. I don't remember what it looked like, but one of her makeup looks, I was like, oh, because she just gets it.
She gets
cool.
it. You know what's up about that, Kristen Stewart? I don't know, man.
So yeah, it's I don't know, fucking
Ryan.
Naomi Scott's. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
the setup for this one, Naomi Scott's like working at a tech company. It's like they have like a power thing. It's like, oh, it connects like through a network and then like produces power. I don't even remember.
I don't remember a goddamn
It was like
thing
the most
about
like
this movie.
it felt like it would have been one episode of
would-
Charlie's Angels, like the Amazon Prime series, like since it's set up.
Yeah.
Fun fact, did you know that there was a newer Charlie's Angel TV show that lasted half a season? I think it was on ABC.
Oh, no.
Yep, exactly. I think it was like 3 years
So you're
ago.
saying that should have been maybe a warning to Elizabeth Banks that the
No.
She didn't know about it either.
That's probably the problem.
yeah, Ryan, what did you think of this movie? Obviously,
You guys are haters. This movie's fun as hell. I loved it. It's just the kind of like simple, cheesy, silly action movie.
sure,
Yeah,
but it's
like-
like a 7. It is like the most.
Yeah, no, it is. I'll admit it is, but like it's not like offensive in any
it
way.
exists.
It's just fun and
Ryan,
what's up?
I'm going to need you to think about this movie.
Okay.
And how would you feel about it if it didn't have Kristen Stewart in it?
Terrible. I'm kidding.
I
No,
told-
I'm kidding. I totally think it would.
I think it'd still be inoffensive. I just think.
Yeah, I think it still would have been like fun and interesting because
maybe
Naomi,
a 6 instead of a 7.
Because Naomi Scott and Ella Balinska are both really good in
I
their
really
roles.
liked
too.
Yeah, Ella's really good
Yeah.
actually. She was very, very good.
So it's hard to know, especially because Elizabeth Banks wrote the movie for Kristen Stewart for that role. So it's hard to take her out of that, given that.
It's very hard to take.
Yeah. But I think if in a world where they couldn't book her, I think it still would have been like a fun kind of thing.
Okay.
Because it's just I don't know, man.
The whole movie, I wasn't like, I'm bored. I was just like, this is a movie.
Yeah, it's
this is what
constantly
Don and Joe would
entertaining.
call a normal movie. I'm so tired of us watching smart movies or whatever. Let's watch a normal movie.
I told Ryan that Charlie's Angels is his Polar.
It is.
Because I only liked Polar so much because I'm in love with Mads Mikkelsen.
Well, you know
if it was anyone else, I'd be like,
And
it wouldn't be as funny.
the sad thing about this is, and the real tragedy of this, that I thought this was going to be the thing that would bring back Kristen Stewart. Like, everyone loves her.
Yeah.
Like in the
that's true.
public eye.
Everyone
Yeah.
loves her, really, but which is a bummer.
No, I had a talk with some. Oh wow! I had a talk with some of my new coworkers, and my new office is very against Kristen Stewart.
Uh-oh.
And
That's-
2 weeks have been put in. It is. I'm out of there, baby. Cannot. I will not be in an unsafe environment. Cannot do it. But no, I just. It's a fun movie. I especially like the one like heisty scene with the bowl cuts. I think was
That was cute, yeah.
That was
good.
That was probably my highlight out of it. I feel like that's probably where.
Because you're a big Noah Centino fan.
No, okay. If I could take one person out of this movie and replace them
Again,
with,
I don't know anything about the kids are.
if I could take one kid,
the whole row of us fucking grown. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this guy is.
if I could take one person out of this movie and replace them with a log, and nothing in the movie, including anyone's reactions or the way they treat him, change, it would be Noah Centurino or whatever his stupid name.
He's a log!
Quality.
He's just so.
Apparently, like he was there, like he was like he again because the way you guys acted and the way his character is like, oh my god, this guy is so fucking hot.
He's
What fucking-
not.
No, he's not.
I know, but
terrible.
But the way he played him is like, what fucking lady wouldn't love this fucking guy?
Yeah, I guess.
And that's the vibe I got from like the movie because he doesn't do
What?
jack shit in that
No,
movie.
no.
He's just there, and then and people are like, "Oh, that's that guy. I hate him." And I was like, "I don't know who the fuck that is."
It's Netflix boy.
It is Netflix.
Is he in the
boy.
tall girl?
No, he was in All the Girls I Loved Before, All the Boys I Loved Before.
Oh.
He was douchebag boy who somehow became the one she ended up with for some reason.
Wow,
I don't remember.
spoiler.
What's Her Face had a better movie this year? I forget her name off the top of my head right now. Who was the star of that movie?
The star of that movie.
She was in Hustlers.
She was in Hustlers?
Yes, she was the
cool.
next. I forget her name. Though she was the lead with Jennifer Lopez. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but yeah.
Good for her.
Better movie than.
There's
All
gonna
the Boys.
be. They announced there's
Oh,
two sequels
I know,
to All the
I
Boys, and this podcast will be.
I thought you were gonna say there's gonna be sequels to Hustlers. I was like, what?
What? Weird.
You're welcome.
I mean, there's gonna be another financial crisis soon, so it'll be a little
exactly.
Please look forward to that. Anyways, Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels. Shoutouts to the glittery golden ass temporary tattoo they handed out.
Yeah,
to
shout
us.
out to the free soundtrack. Shout
And
out
the
to
free soundtrack.
how many
File.
Ariana Grande songs are in this fucking holy moly. Shout out to Kristen Stewart's booty shorts.
Hell
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Shout out to Lana Del Rey, just not caring.
But that was the bit. Like,
I
that's
know,
her-
it's great. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's
She's
good.
just like aloof, and I love that.
Go see Charlie's Angels and then send Elizabeth Fink a check for $6 and write on there as the memo, sorry I did see your movie.
Oh, I remember something that I did genuinely enjoy about
Okay.
this.
Okay.
That part where
The ending.
near the ending
No.
where someone has a misfortunate thing happen and they die, and Sam Claflin is like, why does this keep happening? That made me laugh.
That's pretty good.
Anyways, Charlie's Angels. The next movie here, I don't know anything about it. So,
let me
oh wait,
get my
I've seen a
notes
trailer.
up.
This is an Amazon movie, right?
Yeah,
So
I
this is the report.
Said I would watch it and then didn't.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
I was like, I would watch for just Adam Driver and John Hamm, but then I went to
I
bed.
know nothing about this movie.
I'd hate to spoil it, but John Hamm's not in it that
What the
much.
shit?
It mostly is an Adam Driver.
I'm assuming
vehicle.
that Adam Driver is trying to uncover some truth that
So,
somebody is
Adam-
trying to
it
cover
is-
up.
hacking.
No.
Aww.
So Adam Driver, it's based on a true story. Adam Driver plays a Senate staffer who's charged to lead an investigation on the CIA interrogation videotapes because after 9/11, the CIA did some things.
Kind of went hog wild there, huh?
Yeah,
They kind of had a lot
they
of fun
kind of
over there.
did. They
Got a little crazy.
some would say they got a little twisted.
Oh no.
And this is all about him kind of uncovering everything that happened with them and the tapes and how the government kind of try to put that under the rug and they try to take away, staff from him. The first major thing is all the Republicans on the committee meeting just kind of like left, like, we don't want to be part of this, fuck this. And then other people left just because it was this long investigation, and by the time they finally had information on it, people, the powers that be would not vote for it, basically. We don't want people to know, or there's not enough evidence, even though there's clearly evidence here, because they, they got rid of some tapes. All they had was like written files. It's all just him uncovering all that. And it's fine. Like, the story itself is interesting.
Is it Amazon Net? Oh yeah, Amazon Prime's got some okay stuff.
It has
they
some
funded,
okay stuff.
They funded Suspiria.
They also-
That's true.
Yeah, I think my issues with it is it kind of jumps around time periods a lot. Like, it begins with 9/11. You don't see 9/11, so that's fine.
September 11, 2001.
I think
Adam
it's,
Driver
I think
drinking
it's
coffee.
literally like September 16th, 2001, and he's like...
One week after the whatever.
And he's like, I want to become a Senate staffer or something. And he interviews with John Hamm, and John Hamm's like, no. Then 2 years later, he got the job through another means.
This movie sounds great.
It's interesting.
How long is this movie?
It's a typical, like, I want to say like
2.5
an hour 50.
An hour 50?
Yeah, it's a simple kind of thing.
Did you say an hour 50 or 2 hours?
An hour 50.
Wow, that's pretty short, honestly, for these type of movies.
Yeah. Well, it's short because there's not much else going on.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's like when you see a movie like this, like something
Like, say, Dark Waters. Adam
like
Driver
Dark,
and Mark
like
Ruffalo
like
fucking
Dark
filling
Waters
this.
or like a Spotlight.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
any movie where
I'm gonna uncover the truth.
Yeah, I'm
It's like,
gonna
we won't
uncover
let
the
you.
truth.
It's like, God damn it, I
this-
gotta know.
Is this movie less boring than The Post?
I haven't seen The Post.
You won't even like The Post.
I get more bored of it the more I
Yeah.
think about it. It was alright.
Well-
I just like Meryl Streep.
That's what I'm saying. Going into it, it's like, yeah.
Do you like a really tall man?
I do love Adam Driver.
But it's just kind of boring in the sense that like the character is like he's so committed to his job he doesn't,
Does he seem like fake at some point? Like,
yeah, he doesn't.
Like,
he
doesn't
have a wife or a girlfriend or an SO. He doesn't really have any friends outside of work. All he's doing in this movie is uncovering what's going on.
Like, I know the truth. I'm not gonna stop. You gotta stop, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop.
And that's real and that's genuine, but from like a film standpoint, like in other films like this, there's like other things infecting that. You see like how the stress of this, thing that he's in so deep is affecting like the personal life around him. Like in Spotlight, everyone in that movie, they just kind of get angry.
That was a good movie.
Spotlight is fantastic. Just because of the thing that they were uncovering, and the forces that be were not letting them take that out, and they were taking out that frustration on other things. On this, he just keeps, trying to get the truth out there, and that's totally fine. Yeah. He gives a good enough performance, but there's nothing particularly stand out about it. At the end of the day, it just feels like a movie.
What a great year for a great month for just movies.
Just a movie, yeah. So it's kind of disappointing in that sense, but it's an interesting enough story. The torture scenes were not fun to watch because they would just flash back to them torturing people, and it's like, ugh, that's not fun.
Ew.
It was a good movie.
Yuck.
Zero Dark 30.
Oh, yuck.
Zero Dark 30 was a good movie.
Okay. So, what if I told you 20 minutes into the report, Adam Driver is watching the movie Zero Dark 30 in theaters, and he's like, this is bullshit, that's not how it happened!
What?
Does that happen?
Yes! It's so funny! It's so funny! Like 20 minutes in! Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about that.
What the fuck?
I'm so glad you brought up Zero Dark 30.
Maybe this movie's bad, actually.
Oh man.
I'm trying to make up an analog to that, and I can't.
Does he do that in the theater?
He's watching.
He just freaks out.
No, it's not in the theater. He's like at his home, and it's on TV. And he's like, "Grr!" Or maybe he's watching. No, he's watching the movie. I was thinking it wasn't the trailer, but he wouldn't get the sense of that from the trailer. But yeah, it's really funny, and I don't think it's supposed to be.
Wow.
But that is definitely a standout moment in that movie.
All right, well, that's the report.
The report.
Amazon Prime. There you go.
Speaking of
our streaming future, our streaming present.
Talk about a man who hates real cinema.
A man known famously for his role in Shark Tale. Martin Scorsese.
Funny story. I was over at our friend Greg and Richard's house, and Greg was asleep. And I was scrolling through the movies, and I was like, "What could I put on to wake Greg up?" And I was like, "Shark Tale." So I started playing Shark Tale, and I had forgotten that Martin Scorsese was in that movie, and I saw him in the credits, and I was like, "Excuse me, this guy's been dunking on marble, and he's in goddamn Shark Tale."
Yep. Will Smith, is fucking Renee Zellweger in that? Yeah, she's in that movie, right?
I don't know.
Angelina Jolie is definitely in that movie.
Jolie's the hot fish.
The fucking that movie was doing what Cats did. Fucking
I never watched Shark Tale. I'm sorry.
It's weird.
She was the sexy fish, right?
It was weird because they tried to make all the animals look like the actors, and it was fucking weird. Especially because Will Smith was like, you tried to make him look like a black man, but he's a fish, and it's weird.
Anyways,
we'll talk more about Will Smith playing animated characters later on in this podcast.
Oh, that's true.
Wait, what?
But Carrie, tell me about The Irishman.
Excuse me. I watched The Irishman.
Okay, so I legit don't know anything about this movie. I just know it as a meme and that it exists. That's all. I literally don't know. Like at some point, Robert De Niro becomes old. That's all I know.
So that's all I can just say about life.
It's based on true events, I believe. It's an adaptation of the novel I Heard You Paint Houses, and that's like the working title. Excuse me. It's a cool title. It's like the working title of the film because it's about these feuding mobsters, and painting houses is like a way of saying I heard you kill people. So like you splatter blood on the walls.
Man.
But so Robert De Niro plays this war veteran guy who is a truck driver And well, the entire like bookends of the movie is him sitting in an old folks home telling the story of his life. And I don't remember his real life person name, but he met this guy at this truck stop because he was having truck problems, and this guy helped him out, and the guy wouldn't tell him who he was, and then later he gets involved with some mob stuff through his driving, and he finds that guy again who was this dude something Buffalino, and he was in charge of this like mob syndicate or whatever. So then Robert De Niro gets involved with them, and then Jimmy Hoffa also becomes involved. And it's very dense. There's a lot of things happening. And I am a very stupid person. So I was having trouble keeping up with all the different, like, if I watched it again, I would have been able to piece it together a little better. But basically, it's the evolution of Robert De Niro becoming more and more involved with the mafia and killing people and like going up in the ranks, but then there's like these two groups, like the Jimmy Hoffa group and the Buffalino group, and they start as allies and then they kind of split off from each other, and then Robert De Niro is kind of caught in the middle. And it just is a retrospective from his perspective about all the things that he did throughout his life that he regrets, and the ramifications of those things, and how he became more callous to murdering people. And it's just, it ends on like a very, very melancholy, like I don't know what I was expecting from this movie, because I heard people talking about how there's some violence in it, and I thought it would be like a big bombastic gangster movie for some reason.
Like Martin's, no, he did not make, no, he didn't make that. Never mind.
But I thought it would be more like that, but it was a lot more just reflective and sad, and it was really good. Like, I want to watch it again, because the more I think about it, the more I really like it.
So my thing is, and I don't know how familiar are you with the filmography of one Martin Scorsese?
Not Hugo. I've watched Hugo.
Everything you told me about this, and like it all feels like the Robert. If I was to put a computer generator and put in Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, fucking Al Pacino, what is that guy, Bobby Calvione, like the most Italian motherfucker in the world. If I was to put everyone in a movie, like it just feels like the pitch sounds like a random number generated like old boys club like film movie. Yeah. Like it's like
this is like
a Martin
Hogs.
Scorsese movie.
Yes.
This is like Wild Hogs but serious.
Yes.
The Irishman.
It just feels like that kind of movie. But I guess you still find it like
I don't know.
Especially when you told me it was like it's so long. I was like, man, it feels like I don't know. It just feels like the pitch just sounds like someone like doing what they do to the.
Like you uncovered a movie that came out 20 years ago.
Well, if this movie was in development hell, so I know that.
I mean, I don't know. It's a good movie, and a lot of the details are really cool. The de-aging is kind of jarring, and they give Robert De Niro piercing blue eyes, which I was upset by. But because I was like, he doesn't have blue eyes.
I don't think
so.
think so.
It was making me think of Johnny Depp in Black Mass.
I never saw that.
I think you did.
I
saw it in
didn't.
theaters. You didn't?
No.
Oh.
I would remember because it's got Dakota Johnson in it, right? See, I remembered it as Dakota Johnson in it, and you would think that was a proof that I saw it.
I only remember Johnny Depp, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Joel Edgerton.
I never saw it.
It's okay. But anyway, I think The Irishman is really good. And
is it getting so like some of these Netflix movies have had a small theatrical run? Is this getting it up?
It had
was
one,
in theaters, Oh. I don't think it played anywhere around here.
I don't think so either.
That was the same thing with Marriage Story.
Yeah.
I would prefer to watch this in a movie theater.
I think I would too, because I like the comfort of watching it at home, but I am so bad at staying focused when I'm watching a movie at home.
Yeah, same here.
So if I'm like
millennials, am I right?
If I'm in a theater, I'm like in a tiny
I can
chair,
be here just like
facing a screen.
Just give me whatever you want. I'll suck it up.
But it's good. The performances are really good, and it's just it hit a lot more emotionally than I thought it would, as far as Robert De Niro's friendship with Jimmy Hoffa and a lot of the decisions he has to make or the orders he is given, I guess. And it's good. I think it's worth a watch, and I am not opposed to breaking it down and watching it like a mini series, like that one dude on Twitter got roasted for.
No. Huh. Well, that's The Irishman.
Watch it.
Martin Scorsese. Silence was the thing he did before that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a weird movie.
Did that have Adam Driver in it?
No, that had Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
in it.
That's who it had. Yes. Yes. Silence. Anyways, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is another motion picture that got released in the November of 2019. Ryan,
I did see it.
you saw it.
I admit it.
We walked in. We thought, I said, I don't remember everyone else, but I thought this felt like a very cheap version of fucking Will You Be My Neighbor from last
Here's
year.
the thing.
In a very Oscar baity, very formulaic, very Bohemian Rhapsody, am I right?
So here's the thing. I've not seen the documentary, Would You Be My Neighbor?
And to be fair,
but
I'm complaining I haven't seen it.
But I 100% agree with you with that statement.
It's really good.
So this is the story. So this is the story of Larry Vogel, who was this Esquire magazine writer. He's kind of known for when he interviews people, he kind of tries to like prove there's some like dark underlying things.
No.
And one of his
So he's a very cynical guy.
very
and he's gonna meet this
cynical
very
guy.
like.
and his life is so hard
The
because
kind of guy who doesn't talk to his neighbors.
exactly. Because he blames it on like his dad and some other bad stuff that happened to his childhood. And like to be fair, his dad was a bit of a scumbag, but you know whatever. And then his boss at Esquire assigns him to write a short, like 300-word story on
300 words, damn.
yeah
That's short.
yeah like really short on Fred Rogers. And he's like, ugh, I don't want it.
I need you to write me one paragraph.
I need you to write me.
Fred Rogers.
Yeah, literally. And he's like, oh, and she's like, just
I could
do
accidentally write 300
Yeah.
words of Charlie's Angels.
it. Yeah. But then he goes over there and he meets Fred Rogers, and he's like kind of taken aback by how like kind and wonderful and perfect he is. And you get a sense that he's like, there's got to be something else going on here. He can't be the perfect, most genuine human being on the planet. And he talks to people like, he's not the most perfect genuine human being. He gets mad sometimes. But every time he talks to him, he's the most perfect, sweet, nice, honest person ever made.
I would pay top dollar to see like Mr. Rogers cooking, and then he like accidentally spills milk on the counter, so he's like, "Fuck!" That would be awesome.
Like, oh man. Oh dang. Oh,
What a happy accident that was.
That's not wrong. Gentle soul.
But yeah, it's just so boring. God.
So did you see this? Why did you see this movie?
Was this your
Is it
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving?
movie?
This was Thanksgiving family movie. Yeah.
I mean, I think out of the storied Ryan Thanksgiving movies like collection, this has to be on the
This
top.
is better
of
than Bad Santa,
This is
right?
better than this.
Okay, look, getting my teeth broken is better than Bad Santa, okay? Let's just be real here. Yeah, this wasn't bad, and, like, there was some stuff I liked about it, and some weird stuff. The movie has this framing device of if it was an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So he, like, comes out and begins the episode like, let me tell you about my friend Larry Vogel. And then like cuts to like what's actually happening. And that's all very weird, but it has some cute stuff. How like every like exterior shot is like shot as if it was the exterior of the show, which is all those like Playmobil stuff, and that's all very cute. Because like he's like, I gotta go to
Land
Philadelphia,
of make believe.
or wherever that show was filmed, and you see the toy stuff.
Maybe a little too precious.
And that's pretty cute. And there's the performance from Tom Hanks, the man who will not stop until he has portrayed every person, every American on the planet. He gives a fine enough performance. But again, it goes to my thing of the film constantly hammers into you. He's not perfect. He's he's always striving to do better, but you never see him actually doing that. There's one moment or toward the end where he just like kind of slams a piano and then just starts playing normally again, and that's it.
And it's like, whoa, calm down.
No, because he did it when he was alone.
Oh.
And like it wasn't clear. It was like after everything that happened in the movie, so it like wasn't clear what he would have been upset about at that point. It's so weird.
But just imagine it being like, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
They're trying to replace They're trying to replace me with a tiger.
Yeah. But my biggest thing is I hated the guy who played Larry Vogel because the movie is about him, not Fred Rogers /
Matthew Rice.
Yeah. Really, the Tom Hanks character is supporting, if anything, because it's really about him and what he's doing and his struggles with his personal life and him kind of learning to, be more open and accepting of other people despite what they might have done to him in the past. And that is a sweet enough lesson. I think you can take something away from this movie that helps you to, live a better life where you don't, hold things against people and how that, takes a lot of stress off of you. And that's a fine enough message, but it all goes back to like, this is about a character, and the movie tells you this character is not a saint, but everything he does is perfect and not flawed and just weird. And it just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like a genuine look at that.
That's what it felt like.
And I don't doubt that Fred Rogers was probably a perfect person.
Again, I haven't seen
but then it goes to the fact of maybe don't make a movie about him being a supporting character if you're not going to do anything interesting with that or show like what his life is, because I'd be interested in seeing what his life was like. There's a interesting conversation where he's having where he tells Larry that his kids never told any of their friends about what his dad did for a living until they were adults. And that's interesting to see how the relationship between, being the dad who's thought of like the dad of like everyone in America or even like worldwide, I can't remember how much of a reach that show had, and how that would affect, that actually being your father and what that does to you. But no, it's just a small one-liner. And that's not explored at all, and that sucks because I think Tom Hanks could have done a really cool performance, but it just felt like nothing in the end,
This movie also not do great.
No, it did well.
Yeah, okay.
It didn't cost it didn't cost like any money because it wasn't anything. But
I can't believe Tom Hanks has already played Walt Disney and fucking Fred Rogers.
And Sully, my three heroes. Yeah, Would You Be My Neighbor? It's fine. I think you can get something out of it, especially if you're a big fan of that show. I didn't realize until I started watching the recreations of the show in the movie that I did, in fact, watch that show.
Oh, really?
Like, oh, yeah, I did. I remember this more clearly now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it has a cute message there, but if you think about it from like a more critical eye, it's just kind of basic and boring.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Well, I'm glad that my preconceived notions were correct.
Exactly.
Guys, I have some big news. I just received an email that 2 of my pins were saved.
Love it. Please keep us up to date. I'm very excited. Man, speaking about things that I'm cynical about. Ryan.
Yes.
You are on the record that you're not a big fan of the original Frozen movie.
I am not a fan of Disney animation in general for the most
Even Wreck-It Ralph?
I like Wreck-It Ralph. That feels very different from the typical. I'm talking about the typical
Big
Disney.
Hero 6.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not good. It's pretty disappointing. Interstellar was a better movie.
But I'm talking like your Cinderella's, Aladdin's, Tangled.
Oh, those. Just everything Disney.
Just like if you think of like a classic Disney movie.
Holes.
Yes. let's lump holes in with the Lion King, I guess, because those are similar things.
You can't get into this holes thing.
I rewatched it because.
Did we have this conversation off mic? Okay.
No. We had it on the podcast. But if you are interested in how stupid of a person I am, my friend has Disney Plus, and I was like, Holes is here, let's watch it. And it's not going to be available on Disney Plus until next year for like rights or whatever. And I was like, fuck, we can't watch Holes. And then I was scrolling through on my Amazon, and on HBO, it has Holes.
Yeah.
So I was like, I've had Holes the whole time, and I didn't even know.
Great. Frozen 2.
I hated the first Frozen. I saw it in theaters on a Thanksgiving with my friend and her mom. For some reason, I was sat 2013.
Yeah,
For some reason, I was sat in between them, which is not what you do when you go see a movie with your friend and their mom when you're 18. Weird, but whatever. It was funny because the movie was bad. But yeah, my issue with Frozen, which I believe with George, your issue with it, is it just feels like every Disney cliche rolled into one.
It doesn't feel exceptional to me, and I don't
Yeah,
like
it
any of the
doesn't.
characters. And Let It Go is a good song, but
it's
a very good song. But then that got fucked over because of how popular it is.
Yeah.
And that's the only song I can remember from that movie. So
Love is an Open Door was my favorite.
oh yeah.
Love is an open door.
One of my favorite memories from watching Frozen 1 is because, it was Thanksgiving and I was an adult when I saw it. The theater was full of children, small children.
Mm-hmm.
And when the big shocking reveal that Hans, or whatever his name was the villain, I just heard so many kids going, oh! It's like, it's like, you idiots! That was so obvious! You stupid children!
You should go downstairs.
God.
There's one of the fucking people who live downstairs in this apartment complex. Their child, who I only assume, put up fucking sign that said, Saint Nick, stop here, in crayon. You should take it, crumple it down, and fucking be like, you fucking dumbass!
You idiot! You stupid idiot! That's a stranger that you're letting in your house! Are you a psychopath?
Or like the guy from Booksmart. That's the bit you're doing here.
God.
So Frozen 2.
Frozen 2 takes place about, I think it's like 3 years later. The town's doing just fine.
The town of Frozen, which I
Town
know.
of Frozen.
Arendelle.
Elsa's reigning, everything's happy, it begins with the song of everyone being like, everything's the same and all your friends are so much having fun. We're all the same and nothing changes and that's fine.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, pretty much like that. And then there's this flashback of like the past of Arendelle, and they had this conflict with like a village that lived in like a mystical forest full of all these different magical things, and it goes into like a magical kind of world where
do they go into the Christmas village? The Thanksgiving village?
No, it's like in this forest the four elements like live, and the people can like because the people of that village are like attuned and like one with the force, they can not like use the magic, but like
Wait, so is there
the
a
magic,
fire lady?
The magic,
is this Avatar?
The magic, the magic of the force helps them. So there is fire magic, there's water magic, there's air magic, and there's earth magic.
So you're telling me everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked?
I've never seen Avatar.
Man, you would love Avatar.
You would like Avatar.
No. Yes, okay, and you're like the 80th person who's ever told me that.
Let's not ruin this for Ryan. You should, if you would watch Avatar, you'd really like it.
Yeah, literally everyone has told me
You'd
that.
like it, Ryan. Okay.
So no. I'm also not gonna ever watch Breaking Bad, Donna Joe. Okay.
All right.
Frozen 2.
Either.
Frozen 2. So there was this conflict, and now basically, the two nations got into a war, and now there's this mystical fog that's blocked off the forest, and they can't go there anymore. But one day, Elsa hears a voice coming from the other side, and she decides to go. Well, she sings a song, and then because she sang a song, some magic leaked out, and the town almost got destroyed like immediately through a horrible earthquake. Oh, no. So everyone had to evacuate the town because Elsa had to like.
Elsa, stop having emotional moments out in the wilderness.
Stop hitting those bars, Elsa. Damn. But but then she her sister Olaf and boyfriend boy all go.
And the moose.
And the reindeer. Sorry. I'll go on the adventure to the woods to figure out what's going on. what's Kristen Bell's character's name? Anna. She doesn't have any character arc at all. People keep telling me that something interesting happens with her, but nothing does at all. Boyfriend, his whole thing is he wants to propose to Anna, but... Kristoff, yeah. But things keep getting awkward, and he just can't say it right. You know, that whole cliche. It's fine. That does, however... So the best song in this movie, and I cannot tell you how surprised I was, is Kristoff has a song in the woods, and it is like a...
Bop?
It's like a Michael Bolton-esque power ballad.
Whoa.
And it's the most incredible thing I've seen in a long time. Because at first I thought like they didn't know that they were being cheesy with it, and then they like hit it. And I was like, fucking damn, so that's great.
Is it as good as the duet in Into the Woods between Chris Pine and other Prince? The agony duet. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Is it that level of self-aware cheese?
It's that level of self-aware cheese, but like if it had like some Backstreet Boys level like power behind it. It's great. It's really solid.
That sounds pretty good.
Olaf was surprisingly better. His whole thing is he like hit puberty and not in the sense that like
so now he's got a big dick.
No, in the sense that like
he's like a baby Groot to like teenage Groot.
No, it's in the way that he like is like discovering that life isn't fair and it's miserable and he doesn't understand it. He's like,
so he's lost his innocence.
Yeah, basically. Okay. And he has some funny moments with that, how he's just kind of like discussing, you know, like it's weird how like life is kind of like meaningless, right? Another one of my favorite bits is when they eventually reach the forest place with all the villagers who haven't seen anyone in a long time. He recaps the events of Frozen 1.
Oh boy.
And it's on paper it sounds bad, but in the theater it was like really kind of good. He like tells the whole story. My favorite bit is like, and then their parents went off on a mystical voyage. Their parents are dead, and everyone like listening in like the village was like, oh, and like eat fucking popcorn. It was.
So it's the Ant-Man bit.
It's the Ant-Man bit. Yeah, it was pretty.
My favorite bit.
It was better. It was done better. It was fine. And then the whole movie is, you know, basically Elsa needs to use her powers to basically stop everything from happening. But Anna's like, I need to help you. And it's like, you're fucking useless, though. You can't. You literally can't. I need to cross the ocean to do this. You can't cross the ocean. I can walk on water because of ice magic. You can't do anything.
Oh, yeah. Is that scene from the trailer awesome? Where she's, like, running on the ocean trying to... It looked awesome.
The animations is really good. And I really appreciated, like, the color palette of this movie, because a big criticism of Frozen 1 is like, yeah, the snow looked very realistic and cool, but it just looked so boring in the end.
Yeah,
everything was all white and bland. 100%. But this movie has a very like autumn vibe, and
that was the stuff I liked from the trailers.
As that being my favorite season, I liked that a lot, just because everything was all like brown and orange and red and vibrant, and it was all very pretty.
Nice.
But yeah, the movie's still boring and kind of
okay. But it sounds like it's better than the first.
Oh no, it is better, but it's not like it has this like idea of like, oh, we're going to, the whole theme of it is like going into like this unknown, like breaking past you know, your comfort zone into doing something. That's the message this movie's trying to send to kids, basically. And like the big song from the movie is called Into the Unknown. And
I've seen people talking about this.
Yeah. And that is the overarching theme of the movie for the kids. And that's fine enough, but the movie doesn't really go that far. I know some people might disagree with me because the big revelation of, you know, why the war happened, which was again like the revelation that Hans was evil, was really freaking obvious as soon as like you see like this bridge and like someone like describes why that bridge is there. You're like, yeah, that's exactly it. I know the plot this movie is gonna go, and it happens, and it's like, oh, it's what a surprise. What was this movie written for kids or something? So dumb.
You're so smart, Ryan.
I know, I'm big boy brain right now. I'm so big smart. but yeah, it just doesn't go anywhere. And I know you were joking with me about this on the podcast. No one turned out to be gay, unfortunately. Boo! Boo! And the film probably... I think the film had like a I've seen people like make stills of like a moment that like people perceive as that, but it definitely feels like a reach. Just because it's just Elsa talking to one of the other girls in the movie. People are like, oh, she's totally gay. Look at the way she's looking at her. It's like, no, geez,
her face hasn't moved for the entire movie.
Yeah, come on now. It's fine. It is an improvement on Frozen 1. If you liked Frozen 1, then you'll definitely enjoy this. I just wish they'd stuck more to like going into the unknown and, you know, exploring something interesting to like make kids think beyond the one really shitty reveal that they had. Because that was pretty obvious and kind of typical of current politics and whatnot. But yeah, I it could have done more. It really easily could have, and that would have made it stand out to be something much more interesting. I think, especially in terms of, you know, a Disney sequel, those are all very paint by numbers and boring.
I mean, to be fair, like this is probably the big in terms of Disney proper.
Yeah.
Like there was a tweet out. I saw someone like, in my day, Frozen 2 would be a direct to VHS movie, and we would have been grateful for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, in that sense,
it to much.
It is hard to compare it to much, but
it's no Simba's Pride.
It is no Simba's Pride, but really, what could be? Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
really.
Frozen 2. Put it in the books. It's done. It's weird that how long it took. It's like a generation.
Yeah,
almost.
It took 6 years. I definitely feel like they're gonna make a third one, and
probably a quicker turnaround, maybe.
Maybe I don't know. I think maybe the film kind of benefited from a long wait. Just because, you know, kids kind of grew up with that.
That makes sense.
That's really cool because, you know, someone who was 6 who saw it is now 12. And yeah, and that's interesting. So I hope, you know, when Frozen 3 comes around, they go more into, you know, interesting revelations.
Olaf finally dies or something. I don't know.
Finally, no.
Spoiler alert.
Oh.
No, he's fine.
Well, that's Frozen 2. There it is in the books. Do we know what the next thing they're working on is? Is it No Souls or the Pixar thing?
Disney animation.
They already did a new Wreck-It Ralph. Big Hero 6 turned into a cartoon, and then the Kingdom Hearts thing.
Let me look.
There must be a new thing. Maybe it's probably a new thing. I love Walt Disney. I'm trying to kill time.
Tom Hanks.
You love Walt Disney because he may someday own this podcast.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Well, whatever, Ryan. Tell us at the end of the... he's almost there.
I'm almost there. I'm rolling down the list.
It's
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh, yeah, I saw a thing for that. That looks okay.
And then Untitled Baron Howard film.
I don't know who that is.
No one does.
Well...
Cool.
Let me tell you about a movie that I have a lot of energy for, a lot of passion for. Rian Johnson's Knives Out. Holy moly. So this movie, I walked out of this movie very happy because I loved the movie, but also because I was very happy for our friend Carrie. We talked about how my expectations were metered. Your expectations are through the fucking roof.
I do not know how to meter expectations. How do you do that?
So yes, this is the Whodunit movie starring a fucking Ana de Armas, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Toni Collette, Don Johnson, LaKeith Stanfield as the fucking, what's his name?
He's a cop.
He's a cop. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Top friend.
Christopher Plummer, Toni Collette,
my wife.
Just a fucking incredible cast of fucking character actors.
It really is.
A bunch of people who would be fucking dumb characters in the clue board.
People who you think would murder a man.
People who you would murder a man. And you make a whodunit movie, and sweet Jesus Christ, this movie lived up to every single bit of potential.
Hell
to me.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Hell
man, this
yeah,
movie.
Dude.
Yeah, for me, this movie, like I said, I came in with very metered expectations. I love Clue. I haven't seen a lot of whodunit. Like, I haven't chased that genre. Yeah. I know there's more movies besides Clue in this genre, but all I know is Clue. So that's what my dumb brain compares it. It's like, oh, it's like Clue. But But yeah, like I obviously love everyone in this movie. Actually, I didn't know much about Ana de Armas because I didn't see Blade Runner.
Yeah, I remembered her from that, but I don't know if I've seen her in it.
So I was like, I don't know who this person is. This is cool.
And she's fantastic.
She's fantastic in it. And apparently she's in the new Bond movie as well.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Toni Collette, you got fucking Christopher Plummer as the fucking old man who's got the fucking fortune who died. Like, everything about it, the setup sounds so goddamn good. And just, on every level for me, it's just fantastic.
Great.
It's
perfect.
Yeah, I think it's not only the mystery itself, but what it does with its characters, and it recognizes it doesn't have enough time to give everyone a spotlight, but they're just small moments.
Yeah.
But like the small moments, like fucking Michael Shannon on the back of your fucking left ear saying, maybe they put some fucking cookies in that well. Like it's fucking
my favorite character defining moment for Michael Shannon is at the beginning when he calls the girl and she picks it up and she's like, "Hi, Walt," and she's like, "Hey, it's Walt." Fucking old ass.
Oh, man. But yeah, I'm trying to come up with actual critical thoughts without me just saying how goddamn good this movie is. But I think it benefits from the fact that it's very much, it knows what it is. It's being a tribute to those types of movies, and it realizes that there is a suspension of disbelief. If we put like fucking LaKeith's character, like later in the movie, he's like, "Listen, LeBlanc, I know where you're going with this, but..." And then there's the fucking Mark character, Mark Cop. And I was like, no. Because like, we're that guy. Because like, we want this movie. This movie has gone the whole way this movie has gone. Like, has played it like, you know what you are. You're not pretending like, we're going to play a little bit serious. Like, no. This is a fucking murder mystery party. And everyone's fucking overacting the fuck, and it's fantastic.
I love this movie so much.
And not only that, like for me personally, I wasn't expecting the immigrant story. Like I'm not gonna go out in Variety.com. George Cruz write fucking Knives Out is what Get Out was for black people. I'm not gonna say that, but there is that feeling.
Maybe you should.
but there is that feeling of like when you are in that situation, like you're subservient to like fucking people with money and service, like people who do like chores or do cleaning. Like it is a very common job for my people. And you know, like that fear of like somebody could just, if you have a parent who's like not documented, like you don't think about it because you expect the best out of people. But when put into a corner, and it's their fucking money, and yeah, and I saw a bad Twilight Zone episode from the fucking new series where it kind of did that deal, but it was very on the nose, and it turns out they were aliens who crossed from the fucking dimensional border.
Oh boy.
I think it does it well. I think it.
This is another entry in our ever-expanding society film.
Yes,
category.
It is very much society, but it's so easy to fucking trip. It is so easy to fucking like, oh yikes. And I think it does it so well subtly, and it helps that Ana de Armas is so fucking goddamn good. That her real character is like, you're the protagonist, you're the hero character, you're pure, and it works. It doesn't feel like, I mean, she is playing like a role because everyone's playing a role in this movie. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I love Knives Out so goddamn much. It's so fantastic. Good. Carrie?
Holy shit, dude.
Carrie, as someone who watched the trailer and cried, how do you feel?
I was so happy for you when I watched out this movie.
Oh my god. I'll paint a picture for you. I did not know that they were doing advanced screenings of this movie because I was planning on going on Thanksgiving, so I just wasn't looking.
Yeah, we were both planning on abandoning our families to see it.
Right. But so that I found out that they were having advanced screenings, I was so sick. Like, I was very ill. I should not have left my house, but I went to Knives Out and I sat in row 0. I coughed my way through the entire movie, and it was the best movie of the year. I love it. Holy fucking shit. Like, this is exactly what I wanted, and I was so happy. The fucking donut bit, I was dying. Good. Oh my god. And Daniel Craig is so fucking good in this movie. Oh my.
I told you this, Karen. I don't know if I told George, but I want Daniel Craig being like, I suspect foul play to be my ringtone when I get a notification.
I wonder how the folks at Universal, knowing like we are immediately dropping a trailer for 007 after this movie comes out, and it's such a fucking different character for fucking
a different character who also happens to wear suits.
Yes, exactly. A very distinguished gentleman.
But the fucking writing in this movie is so good, and there's so much setup and payoff that's so fucking satisfying, and there's so many, like, I bet if I saw it again, there's so many just, like, small details and small,
I saw it twice.
Small character things that they say, like you said, in the background. Like, there's so much layered dialogue that you can pick up on so much more, like, just quick jokes that you don't hear the first time.
Where that one fucking thread that Daniel Craig at the end ties in. At the time, the first time I was watching, I was like, I don't know where the fuck that came from. And then they say, oh, I remember now. Okay, yep, that makes sense now.
So and like, oh God, everyone is just performing so well. It's so fun. It's just great. It makes me happy.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Love it a lot.
And it does. I know it's kind of a meme to say this about Rian Johnson, but it does like unique things that you wouldn't maybe expect from a whodunit thing. Like it subverts your expectations, you might say, and it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, and with that, like it seemed like I don't want to talk about it actually, but this isn't a spoiler cast for Menzel.
Yes.
Ryan, how'd you feel about this?
I also loved it a lot. I also saw it in row 0.
Hell yeah!
I want to watch it again without the neck pain. Because
it wasn't. I think that Alamo is a lot better than like.
It is.
At Twin Creek, you're literally right on the screen.
Yeah, but like at least with Twin Creek, you can roll the seat back a bit.
Yeah, but I think Alamo's row 0 is like Twin Creek's row 2. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know.
I've been in row 1, so I can't speak to 0, I guess. But we're getting into fucking semantics there.
I'm just saying, my neck was in pain after that.
Well, maybe you're just a big old baby.
That's true.
Ryan.
It's true. But
I was dying.
I know
literally dying.
I know you died on that floor. It's fine, but yeah, I liked it a lot. I want to see it again.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it twice like you guys. I just want to soak it, much like with another Rian Johnson film that I love.
Ah, yes.
That has some people who don't like it, let's say. When I saw that film the second time, that's when I really appreciated everything. And I feel like I'll have that again with this one. I just need to...
Just talking about Star Wars, by the way.
I thought he was talking about Looper.
You know what movie fucking sucks?
Looper?
Looper, I hated it. God. It had some fun ideas, but it was boring.
Fuck Looper.
Fuck Looper. What's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt, more like sucking fat.
Uh-huh.
Yikes out.
Yikes out. Yeah. Knives Out. Very good. I know it's your guys' favorite movie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's in my top 10 right now. I definitely want to move it up.
It's the most fun I've had with a movie this whole
Same.
year. It's just, especially, it's also a great crowd movie.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, yeah.
Especially like,
towards the end with the reveals and whatnot, I definitely felt a lot of people
'cause again,
gasping.
It felt like going into a genre movie, like a horror movie, where like we're all going into this movie like knowing what we want out of this.
Yeah.
So when the things happen, we partake and fucking like, oh, fucking like, or just laugh out like, yeah, like we're so. Yeah, if you fucking play with me, if you give it what I want, I will reciprocate and fucking go with you on this journey, Rian Johnson.
One of my favorite moments, I was sitting next to a stranger, and towards the end when they're starting to reveal things, it takes a while to get to a certain part, and the lady next to me was like, I can't take it, just get to the point, please! I was like out loud.
I was like that watching it the second time. Watching it the second time, knowing how good it is at the payoff, I was like, oh my God, let's get to the payoff. Just do the donut part, but then go immediately to the payoff.
That made me think of when one of the times I went to see Joker again, I sat next to a lady who I don't think has ever seen a movie before. Because anytime anything happened, she was like, oh, what? Oh my God. And then near the end, she's like, I'm so confused. It was so funny.
Were you sitting
I think that was the same night.
Were you sitting next to my mom?
Yeah, I think no. I was sitting. That was the same night that someone got thrown out.
Yes.
So it was a lively crowd. Anyway, Knives Out.
I was gonna say something and I don't remember anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Was Ana de Armas' character in Blade Runner a significant character?
Yes, she was the significant
She's
other.
the big pink lady.
She's the big pink lady, and she's the significant other of Ryan Gosling's character.
Yeah.
That movie feels like a long time.
That movie's so good.
I should probably watch that.
I want to rewatch.
Talking
it.
about movies where I would love to take an actor and replace them with a log of wood. Jared Leto.
Blade Runner.
Jared Leto.
I always forget that he's in that movie.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say Ryan Gosling. I was like,
no, he's great in that movie. But Jared Leto just eats the scenery, and he sucks so much as a person. And if a log was just like, my children, that would have been great.
That
was November.
That was November. Yay! We're
almost done.
Not before the Playmobil, the movie.
What the fuck is this?
Do you not know what Playmobil is?
No.
The toy? They're like Legos for babies.
They're like
little smiley man with round faces.
They're the great value of Legos.
They are the great. They're like there's like Lego Mega Blocks Playmobil.
And they thought, what if we made a Lego movie starring Anna Taylor-Joy and Daniel Radcliffe?
Oh, man, the most two British people I could think of.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Same.
What the fuck is this?
I know, it looks disgusting, isn't it? But there's a Playmobil movie, and guess what? It's apparently terrible.
I told you, it's like little round, like fake. They're like, if you were to look like stock, like copyright-free toys,
What
like
the
that.
fuck?
Like if you went to like the old-timey like
This
rail.
is the fucking rose art. Like,
Damn. Anyways, apparently I didn't know about this until like I saw someone tweet about it, and also learned that they made a video game of the Playmobil
okay,
the
I'll
movie.
stop looking at Playmobil.
'Cause I got a press release and a review code for Playmobil, the
boy.
VR game.
What?
Yeah, the VR.
Let's move on. Well, this will start a whole new discussion.
Wait, but what's the plot?
Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Yes.
People are very excited about this. I feel indifferent about it, but I'm sure it's
I
gonna be
don't
good.
remember
good.
what this is.
This
It's
is the one where
French?
it's the lady. I think so. It's the
don't-
lady is hired to do a portrait
Yes.
of the lady,
And the other lady's
she,
very sad.
She never wants her. It's the equivalent of never wanting her picture taken, so she has to like get to know her in order to paint the portrait well.
Okay.
On an isolated island,
I think they
in
might kiss at some
Brittany,
point.
At the end of the 18th century, an artist is commissioned to paint a young woman's wedding portrait. So it's,
And then they kiss?
oh yeah, she has like an arranged marriage or something, and she's like,
yeah.
I'm not into this. And the portrait painter lady is like, could you get into this?
Classic.
Man, was that a vine?
I just made my first TikTok.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, it looks really good. I've heard very good things.
Jumanji.
Speaking of good things, Jumanji, the next level.
Unfortunately, there are no screenings of Jumanji and the Game Awards together.
Oh,
in there.
man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Look, the setup for this isn't terrible.
No.
They go back in it, and
I
they're
like
playing...
that the one girl is now a horse.
That's pretty fun. Because everyone's playing different characters, so that's fun.
It's
so
cool,
it's not the exact same thing. Awkwafina's in it, and I'm just thinking about Awkwafina, and I think
everything.
I think I love Awkwafina.
Oh shit!
Good.
She's great.
Is she in Birds of Prey? That's
No, she's gonna be in Shang-Chi though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks Jumanji 2, 3, 4.
No, it's 2.
Well, I mean, it's technically 3 if you count the.
I
the
get.
other
I
one
mean,
as a
does
sequel to the first one.
Jumanji the last movie count one as canon?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they go into Alan's treehouse.
Oh,
in the
spoilers
video
for
game.
Jumanji, I guess, for me. I haven't seen it, so.
You didn't watch it?
I did not watch Jumanji. You and Don and Joe saw it. Y'all saw it. I did not see it.
I feel like
Apparently people love that
I feel like I'm
movie.
the only person
Yeah,
on the
that
planet who hates it.
Yeah, that movie made like a lot more money than
That was the
Sony
biggest
thought.
surprise. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think everyone was like, holy shit.
I think Sony makes such bad movies, but they have like one movie a year that like
They
goes
lost the 007
crazy.
license because Spectre
Yeah.
was so bad.
This fucking Spectre.
Spectre's a fantastic. Was that Sam Mendes, or did he move on from that?
I don't think so. I have no idea.
He was like, I'm out.
But yeah, we are going to watch more than that. The last level, the next level.
Wait for all the penis jokes again and all the pooping jokes.
So is Kieran Gillen in this movie?
Yeah.
I will watch this movie. Then.
Good. I'm glad we're both on agreement here.
Is Hereditary Wolf Brother in this movie?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. The kids are back.
There's a Jonas brother in this movie?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, there is.
A wolf
Nick
brother.
Jonas is one of the characters in the
Nick
video game.
You're talking about...
I was talking about the kid who goes into the game and ends up being The Rock in the first movie. That's the Hereditary kid.
Yeah.
But there's also a Jonas brother
So there's
in the game.
I can't believe... There's a naked brother and
a Jonas brother.
Whoa!
I remember when Nick Jonas showed up as like a halfway through the movie surprise, and I was like, ugh.
No.
All right. The Black Christmas remake.
I keep forgetting this movie. Like I said it before we started recording.
I feel like it might be delayed, but
there's nowhere to go until next year.
Yeah, what do you do? You know, it'd be a great April movie, Black Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But the original Black Christmas, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's all right.
It's good.
Right?
It's fun.
Yeah, and this one has Imogen Poots.
Ooh.
Well, the first Black Christmas the original Black Christmas is a weird slow movie.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. And I never saw the one in the mid 2000s.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, I thought that's the one you were mentioning. But yeah.
No, I was talking about the original one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know.
It'll be fun, hopefully.
I hope.
Is there even a trailer for this one?
There is one, yeah.
I have to look that up.
There is a bomb in
Oh my
Centennial
god!
Park.
This is the new Downton Abbey for me. Every time I see this trailer,
so-
I'm like, fuck off.
So here's the with Richard Jewell, the new Clint Eastwood movie.
Oh wait, before you go, my joke is that Tom Hanks wants to portray every American, and he will not stop. Clint Eastwood will not stop until he makes a movie about every American.
They need to work together, just double it down.
Yeah.
They need to become a movie making team.
But on me and my family's trip to A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, we were discussing what we're going to do for our Christmas family movie.
Oh shit!
And unfortunately,
is Richard
right
Jewell the
now,
top contender?
Even though I am adamantly against it, that currently has the most votes.
Why?
As in, my mom and dad both voted for it, and I said no.
It's got, what's his name in it?
John Hamm.
I don't care. It's a
probably
Clint Eastwood movie. He's awful and crazy.
Underuse of John Hamm again.
I love John Hamm.
Yeah,
I also love how John Hamm will do anything.
This movie has a ton of people in it. It's got like fucking Kathy Bates. Olivia
I mean,
Wilde.
it's a yeah.
Yeah, too bad I will never see it.
I mean, it sounds like you're watching it though.
You'll have to report back.
There's a bomb in Centennial
Yeah, you'll
Park.
have to tell us about the bomb in Centennial Park and how we have 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You have 30 minutes. There is a bomb in Centennial Park.
Idina Menzel, Frozen 2, of course, but also of Uncut Gems.
I hope this actually comes out next month.
Is there a scuttlebutt that it might not?
No, I'm just saying. I feel
a lot
like
of
whenever I put on these movies, that I'm like, oh, I'm excited about that, and it says limited on the thing. I'm like, it might not come out, but it's listed here, so I'll put it on the list.
I mean, it sounds like even it might. I think it's half bit that Adam Sandler's like giving me an Oscar for this one. It's certainly at least 75% bit. Which is a very good bit, honestly. Mm-hmm. But
I'm so excited for this
movie. Yeah, I'm very excited. Very excited.
Uncut Gems.
Surface your fucking swimming pool.
Yeah, right. If you don't know, we usually just do bits during the fucking coming soon. But Uncut Gems is fucking Adam Sandler plays a fucking Jewish like jewelry man who's like made a big bet or whatever the fucking hell.
I have no idea.
From what we know of the trailer, he took a gamble, whatever the fuck.
That's the stupidest fucking bet I've ever heard in my life. I disagree.
Yeah, he's not a coach. He's just a crazy Jew.
You guys are really excited for this, but whenever I see this trailer, I just feel like I'm going to hate it.
I don't know, man. The Weeknd. If you put neon lights in the
Ryan
Weeknd,
hates the Weeknd.
Oh, you hate the Weeknd?
I don't hate I just don't care for the Weeknd.
Oh, well, he had a very violent reaction to when I put a Weeknd song on in the car one time. He was like, Carrie, I hate this.
Really? I don't remember that at all.
I do, Ryan. Words hurt, Ryan.
Weeknd's great.
Yeah, he is really good.
Let me tell you what. This movie's got a lot of the name of the movie sounds like it could be a euphemism for cocaine, and when I think of cocaine, I think of the Weeknd.
That's true.
Anyways, Six Underground. What is this?
Yeah, what is
This is a Netflix original movie.
Love it.
Oh yeah, this is the one with the writing team that I apparently hate.
All right.
So,
Drum
Netflix
roll.
original. Directed by Michael Bay. Starring, guess who? Ryan Reynolds.
Oh god.
And it is written by, drumroll, any last guesses on who is what writing team that Carrie Lyles of Nebraska hates?
I can't think of any writers that I
Yeah,
hate.
it's very specific.
What if they were into some raunchy humor?
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't know
what
where
if
this is going.
Seth Rogen?
What?
I mean, Seth Rogen has made some good movies, though.
Deadpool, right?
Yeah, the Deadpool writers wrote an action movie from Michael Bay starring Ryan Reynolds coming to Netflix in December 2019.
Michael Bay produced something good. What was the thing that he produced that was good?
My ass.
He did something. What the fuck was it? The fuck
don't
was it?
know.
Something that George really liked, and I don't remember what it was.
He did Quiet Place. Did you like Quiet Place?
No, I did not like Quiet Place.
I'm glad that our podcast collectively does not like Quiet.
I feel like history has proved us right.
Hello. Aren't you excited for Quiet Place 2?
It comes
A
out next
Quieter
year.
Place?
What the fuck did Michael Bay produce this year? I liked.
I'm looking it up.
I don't know, George.
Bumblebee.
That was an okay
First
movie.
Purge. A Quiet Place.
Nope.
Ouija. Origin of Evil.
The
Purge.
that was
Election
Michael
Year.
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
That was Ouija. Yeah. Hasbro.
Friday the 13th, 2009.
No.
That's it.
You're going down though now.
No, the last thing he produced was Bumblebee. The next
Look
thing
up
he produced,
look up his company, Platinum Dunes.
Platinum Dunes. God.
Dora. He did Dora. He
what?
produced Dora. But it's also his company, so he probably just like, here's the money.
Sure.
And like, who would you? Yeah, I was like, well, here we go.
Are you sure Platinum Dune did
I could have, or at some point they were involved with it, and then maybe they dropped it. I don't know.
Dora and the Lost City of
Which I
Gold.
saw.
And
It's okay.
Oh.
It's fine.
I heard that there's some wild cameos,
Uh,
like voice cameos for the monkey.
oh yeah. But it was a lot of like, it was like Latin actors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, here's fucking Benicio del Toro as fucking Swiper the Fox, which is a great bit. And here's fucking Danny Trejo, because it's fucking Dora the Explorer live action movie, and we're doing it all the way. You're telling me Danny Trejo is not gonna be on this fucking movie? Absolutely not. I'm surprised Antonio Banderas isn't in that movie.
Oh my god.
I have no idea who you're talking about, George.
Yeah, I thought I maybe made that
It's
up.
just like Paramount, Nickelodeon, Walden Media, Media Rights Capital, and Burr Productions.
Maybe I made this
George.
up. I'm sorry. Bombshell. I didn't know about this movie until I saw Knives Out.
Fun fact, I was Googling this movie, and guess who the director has directed a trilogy of films that were very popular in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Want to guess what they are? You're right, it's Austin Powers. And now
So he's going for that fucking dude who made Green Book.
Yeah.
basically, yeah. But this looks,
It looks fine.
yeah,
it looks good.
interesting.
I like Nicole Kidman
I
a
like
lot.
everyone in that movie. Yeah,
Charlize Theron
Charlize
is
is
dope.
great.
Margot Robbie.
It's good.
But I am a dumb person and I don't know any of the real life.
So like the thing is, like, I heard bits and pieces of it, but
I
I
know the
story.
Megyn Kelly stuff
Yes.
a lot, but the other two I
Like
don't
I didn't know
whole lot.
I didn't know it wasn't Megyn Kelly who like tipped it off.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, but honestly, it's better because we go into the movie fucking fresh, and then I just go read a Wikipedia article. It's like, sure.
This was authentic to the real thing.
Wow.
Wow.
And now I know why they would, yeah, baby.
What is Suburg?
Surberg.
That's the Kristen Stewart one.
Oh,
Kristen
right.
Stewart. So let
Kristen
me...
Stewart back to doing indie movies that Ryan watches.
Exactly.
And only Ryan.
This is a biographical kind of thing. She plays Jean Surberg, who was a French New Wave actress who became... Exactly right, big right.
Kristen Stewart role
I know, right?
in the world.
And she becomes involved with the FBI because of her supports for a civil rights group that her black activist partner is a part of.
Yeah, that sounds like the most Kristen
And-
Stewart role, but it sounds fine. Probably, it's probably good.
Apparently, it's not great, but
I hope Underwater's
this.
okay.
But this was part of like Cannes and a bunch of film festival stuff, and like with everything Kristen Stewart, the movie is thought of as bad, but her performance is great. So who knows with that?
This is gonna be the curse. Kristen Stewart's gonna. This is the cross she has to bear.
She needs to have a Lighthouse-esque moment where someone uses her talents to make something crazy, right?
Charlie's
Angels, baby. It already happened. 1917.
I can't muster any enthusiasm for this movie, and I'm sorry, Sam Mendes. And I'm not even gonna try because I'm gonna confuse his name with the fucking other guy.
Sam Mendes?
Shawn Mendes.
No, Colin Firth.
Oh, I see.
I always do Colin Farrell.
Right. No, Colin Farrell is not in this.
No, because I like Colin Firth, but he's not. You know what?
I like both of them. Hot take.
I like Revolutionary Road. It's a good Sam Mendes movie. I haven't seen Skyfall since it came out originally.
Skyfall's good.
Skyfall has a good song.
It does.
Yeah.
A lot of good opinions on 1917.
But yeah,
I don't like war movies.
No, like even like Dunkirk, it was the most like our bias. Like we have very
Shitting on Dunkirk.
We do not hide our biases on this podcast.
No.
And I'm sorry.
I like Andrew Scott. It looks like he's in this movie for maybe 2 minutes.
So. It also seems like a good. I don't know.
Benedict Cumberbatch is blonde in it, which is a little scary.
That's upsetting.
This is a very. So I just realized that we're in December, but this is such a weird assortment of movies. I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Bombshell's going for the Oscar thing, but it
probably.
It might.
I think Bombshell definitely.
For and like performances, I would
Same
guess.
with the next movie, Just Mercy.
What's this?
I have no idea what that
is. Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, Brie Larson.
Okay.
Trifecta as it is. I don't know. I was trying to get with that. But basically, Michael B. Jordan is a lawyer, and he's defending Jamie Foxx, who has been imprisoned for killing a white woman, even though he did not do it. But because of racism, obviously, the system's not working towards him, and Michael B. Jordan is doing his best to try to free him and defend him.
This is based on a true story.
Based on a true story, yes. Because given the time period this takes place in, I can't remember based on the trailers when exactly it was, but it was a time where if that kind of thing happened, basically he would have been screwed. And I mean that's still kind of the case today, unfortunately.
Sure.
But it definitely has a big Oscar-y kind of vibe to it, and it looks interesting. I've seen other stuff by this director. I know. I just can't think of their name right now.
You got some info for us, Carrie, on Just Mercy?
Just Mercy?
No.
I was sure looking up.
I was getting ready to talk about Little Women.
Oh, that's also an Oscar, honestly. We're skipping over on our list here. Spies in Disguise, but Little Women, yes. Series Ronan.
Oh, yes. Just Mercy. Same director as Short Term 12. And what will soon be Shang-Chi for Marvel. Short Term 12 is fantastic.
This is also produced by Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, Michael B. Jordan is great. My Human Torch.
Oh, we'll watch this, sure.
Yeah, looks interesting.
It's got O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Karen, did you want to get into Little Women, or do you want to talk about Spies in Disguise?
We could go in order.
Spies in Disguise.
I realized I had no idea what Little Women was about. So
okay.
I figured that question might come up, so I was looking.
Okay.
So Blue Skies production is back.
Yay.
Will Smith is a spy super agent. First off, this trailer confuses me because it begins with Will Smith being like, the best part of being a super spy is everyone loves you. And it's like, if you're a spy, isn't that bad then?
Yeah.
If everyone knows who you are.
Oh, it's that spy who I know is a spy.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah. And basically Tom Holland, yeah.
Tom Harold, baby.
You know who I'm sick of? Tom Holland.
I like him. He's fine.
You think that, but
he's having a good time out there.
Probably.
He's one of those Twitter white boys that I'm very indifferent.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I'm not gonna. I don't even care about Spider-Man, but
if you were in a room with Tom Holland and
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet, and you had a bullet.
I
a
wouldn't.
gun with
I
one
do
bullet.
not
I would
trust
shoot
Timothy.
myself twice.
I do not trust Timothy Chalamet and Tom Holland are not even the same level for me. I don't trust that man ever.
Timothy
Tom
Chalamet.
Holland seems fine. He does not have cop energy or douche energy.
I think, Timothy Chalamet does kind of seem like a tool.
I like to describe Timothy Chalamet as like the guy who looks like he would do what he did to the girl in Lady Bird.
Yeah.
I just see him like dabbing at award shows and stuff. I'm like, oh god.
Timothy Chalamet is in Little Women, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Greta Gerwig, I guess, loves him. Look, I don't trust her anymore if that's the case.
So is this based on the book
Little Women.
Little Women?
I assume so.
There's no way this movie has the second half of Little Woman, knowing Greta Gerwig is making this movie. There's no way. She's gonna flip it on its head or somehow.
I don't know what happens.
So Little Women. So the thing with Little Women is that it's like they become they went from little girls to Little Women.
It seems like Pride and Prejudice, but in America.
Kind of, yeah, I guess so. Like it's a story about like it follows these girls in like their lives. Like when they're young, they're super independent. They're super like individual. Like they're like whatever.
Yeah.
And then they get older, and then they're forced into these roles.
Yeah.
And it just kind of ends, and they're in these roles, and that's it. So that's why I'm saying I don't trust Greta Gerwig for a second for this to go that way.
No. She's gonna make it some cool new hit take.
Yeah, this isn't your
Little Women.
grandma's Little Women. We're talking about like Greta Gerwig sucks. I don't know why we're doing it. It's just because.
Fuck you, Greta Gerwig. Fucking bitch.
Yeah. I just don't care. I guess.
I'm not interested in this movie very much. But I like Pride and Prejudice, so I guess if it's like Pride and Prejudice, I like it. It seems very Pride and Prejudice energy to me. It looks like Saoirse Ronan is Lizzie, and
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson is the older sister in Pride and Prejudice, whose name I can't remember.
No, I think about Pride and Prejudice.
Oh. It's pretty good.
All right, so the two blockbusters.
So here's the thing. I think Paramount's trying to silently kill the hype for this movie.
I was thinking about it earlier. How
this is Cats.
This is Cats.
We were going to a bit.
I feel like the like it has slowed down on people like goofing on it. I feel like it's not as because when that trailer dropped, everyone was like, "What the shit is this?"
Mm-hmm. Well, Paramount also makers of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sure. The response to both of those movies, very similar
that
energy.
makes a lot of sense.
But one of them they were able to fix.
Yes, and this one I don't know what they. I don't know. Again, the only thing that makes me weird is that nobody cared about that second trailer. Maybe it's like people are stop being cynical. They don't want to kick the dead horse anymore. Fucking whatever.
Yeah.
And like, but. Also, I just don't see anyone talking about it in general.
No.
I heard.
And then there's the fucking press thing.
The press thing.
There's like one set of screeners.
There's one press event, and it's the exact same day and time as Star Wars.
Like the exact.
So what press? Like if you're covering films, you'd obviously see Star Wars.
Yeah,
because that's your job.
And not only that, but
Carrie. No, if any other if 99%, this is the 1%.
Hello,
podcast.
I'm the 1%.
Yeah.
I care about movies. That's why I will be seeing Cats.
And actually, the other thing with Cats, they actually did redo the special effects in it.
Really?
They did redo them. So
it doesn't look better.
It doesn't look better.
I am pissed.
It looks less humanoid.
I want the nightmare versions of both of these films. It's hilarious.
So,
So what are we expecting from Cats other than to feel uncomfortable?
Dude, I legit Cats doesn't even exist to me right now. Like I literally haven't thought about it.
I'm excited for what's her name.
Because we are doing a double feature that night. I am determined for this. No, you are.
I'm backing out.
No, you are.
I'm not forcing George to watch Cats. I'm not that evil.
I am
Ryan,
that evil. Okay.
Ryan, don't force George to watch Cats. I am excited for Jennifer Hudson, right?
Yes. I'm excited for that song. That part, yes. I'm excited for Memory.
Fuck, dude.
Yes.
It's great.
So, sure.
I don't like Taylor Swift very much.
I don't like Jason Derulo.
I don't like James Corden at all.
Oh, you're afraid.
I don't like Rebel Wilson very much.
Man.
This cast is going to be
how do you feel about
annoying.
Tom Hopper?
Who the fuck is that?
That's the director. He also made
You
Les Mis.
mean Tom Hooper?
Yeah.
Tom Hooper, yeah.
I think his name's Tom Hooper. Yeah.
I should rewatch. I haven't seen Les Mis
I like
since it came
Idris
out.
Elba.
I should rewatch Les Mis.
He seems like a weird choice for this. I mean,
Not
Taylor
really.
Swift. That
He
that
only in the
honestly
context
makes
of the
sense.
rest of the cast.
The rest of the cats.
Oh my god.
Who else is in? Judi Dench. I like Judi Dench, but
do like Judi
her
Dench.
cat design was particularly nightmarish. So I mean,
it just looked like Judi Dench was a cat.
Yeah. Upsetting.
Oh yeah.
And Ian McKellen is
Ah
in it.
yes.
Tom Hopper made The Danish Girl one of my least
Oh,
favorite
Ryan
movies
loves
ever.
that movie.
I hate it. It's
Ryan
so...
loves Eddie Redmayne.
What a weird movie that exists in a vacuum.
It's Eddie Redmayne's performance is terrible, but what they do with the character is also horrible and offensive.
It's in my favorite genre of like early 2010s movies that are now problematic. But you know, in Scott Pilgrim, they say the R word twice times. in that
they
movie.
do.
Anyways, again, cats.
Although I don't put Scott Pilgrim in using those words into
Yeah, sure.
Eddie Redmayne putting on a dress one time and being like, I'm going to destroy my entire body and die immediately because I'm going to be the first person to get this surgery because I need it done now. Because that's what these people go through.
I ain't touching that.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
But yeah, man, I got cats to me dead. I don't know.
Oh. It spent all of its 9 lives.
Dang.
Speaking of movies that are ruined.
Okay, so man.
No, I'm not going there. Never mind.
So I would have loved. I almost accidentally went into this movie not knowing a single goddamn thing about it, and that's not me saying George. Oh, I told more than the Star Wars for me. It's more like I don't care about Star Wars, and I would have liked to walk in with a fresh thing. But they showed a trailer for Knives Out, and I was like, "Fuck!" I didn't realize I almost completely went into this thing not knowing a single goddamn thing.
Yeah.
And I still don't. Well, if I don't think of, I'm George, so I forget what movies I watch with my friends. So if I just don't think about it a lot, I'll forget. They used Duel of Fates for that second trailer.
I have not seen the second trailer. I'm hoping not to because I want to be surprised.
Right, you like Last Jedi, so yeah.
The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie. Objective.
If you're not gonna get a rise out of me, if that's what you're trying to do.
Excuse me. Have you ever seen an Ewok? Adorable. You know what's in Last Jedi? Not a single damn Ewok.
What I'm not enjoying about a new Star Wars coming out is the
discourse.
The discourse, especially from friends of mine who are.
Yeah, all right, you're talking about Zach.
No, not just Zach, my roommate and our friend, but I have a group chat of friends from a previous job of mine, and they are all very adamant that Last Jedi sucks and that Solo is one of the best Star Wars movies. And I like to. You guys are on the opposite spectrums, man. We gotta work this out. No,
they're in a weird silo because they're there's the silo who doesn't like Last Jedi, and in some weird distance, it's we like Solo actually.
Yes, and I'm trying to explain to them why they're wrong. And it's just not working.
How do they feel about Rogue One? That is the best one.
They think it's fine.
My bit is that I say that Rogue One is the best one because it has Dads Mikkelsen in it. So
Forrest Whitaker's in it too.
Okay.
Shut up. I like Rogue One a lot.
Yay.
Rogue One's cool.
I am excited for The Last Skywalker.
Nope.
The Rise of the Jedi.
I'm going completely open.
I am.
I'm interested because I want to see how they expand on the movie that I like a lot. And I also am ready for Star Wars to be over.
I guess my prevailing feeling going into this is morbidly curious. What's gonna happen?
It's also
what could they do?
But the Star Wars thing has been fascinating in that it's the one thing in the evil master plan of Disney to take over the world that didn't go according to plan at all.
Yeah.
It did not go according.
What plan?
The plan was that everyone's gonna love that fucking Star Wars shit. You kidding me? These fucking guys, they fucking love this fucking Yoda man. Yoda, you know who the man? Yoda man. I love this fucking series, man. Because it didn't they.
Talking about Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the Mandalorian. But I'm amazing talking that people Star Wars are that's money, right? No matter what we do with Star Wars, it's gonna make money. Everyone's gonna love it. Did not turn out that well.
It turned out well until Solo really didn't turn out well. But then again, Solo is their own fault because they screwed that up.
They screwed that up.
I think
Kathleen Kennedy, goddammit.
I would have enjoyed the original version of Solo. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, it's they filmed it twice, and the original idea wasn't interesting.
Came out the most
Also
ham American cheese sandwich in the world.
Fucking Ron Howard ass.
And then it came out 5 months after a movie that people didn't like because it was
that's true.
because it was so different from Star Wars. So then they made a movie that was just the most bare bones Star Wars,
and it's maybe not directly comparable, but Star Wars Battlefront 2 happened as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to have that almost got Congress involved somehow, so that somehow.
I mean,
matters.
that's not Disney's. I mean, Disney should have known not to sell that contract to one of the worst companies in the world.
Know what? Yeah,
but I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I am excited for Star Wars.
I'm glad you're excited. I will watch it as I purchase tickets.
We already have our tickets.
I'm excited to laugh at the part where she has the stupid double-ended lightsaber and she goes and it folds out. I hope they do
the dumb thing and actually play Duel of Fates in the movie. That'd be great.
That's a good song.
That is a very good song.
Yeah.
Anyway,
someone said that song is the best part of that movie.
See, here's. We're not gonna get
What are your thoughts on the Phantom Menace, George?
I think it's better than than Attack of the Clones.
It is. No, Attack of the Clones is the worst.
It's
Star
terrible.
Wars
It's horseshit.
It is the worst one.
It's a terrible movie. But yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Okay.
Anyways, December, which means that it's almost time to gather and decide what are the best movies of the year. When are the Oscars? I keep forgetting. I don't.
They're in February.
Is it early?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's late February.
Okay. I feel like it's usually March, but I may be making that up.
It feels Marchish.
So yeah,
we always record our stuff.
And I'm also excited that us movie experts with the movie podcast are eventually going to be told, hey, these are the movies that are actually going to be in the running for best movie of the year that you probably had no idea about. So we'll see.
Woo-hoo. Hey, we now know that Playmobil the movie is coming out. That's
true.
So we're already one step ahead.
I can't wait for Joaquin Phoenix to win Best Actor. It's gonna be chaotic.
Oh, did we include Waves in the last one because it came out? Yeah.
One of my favorite tweets I saw recently was someone watched Marriage Story.
Oh yeah, that's also coming out. Yeah,
and that is out on Netflix as of recording.
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
And the tweet was the saddest part of Marriage Story is that Adam Driver's gonna lose his Oscar to a fucking clown.
Oh man.
And that's
also The Gallows 2.
Fuck yeah, dude!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
I think we put that on a list and it kept getting delayed. Is that what happened?
No, we put it in because it came out in October, so it was on our October list, and we were going to watch, but we never did.
Oh, I thought it
so
recently
it's
came
time.
out.
It did recently come out, but I was looking through. I had like a coupon for Fandango for a free movie, and I saw The Gallows, and I was like, what? And I couldn't redeem on The Gallows, unfortunately. So I bought Ghost in the Shell, the original anime.
Oh, nice.
I was like, what?
No, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, The Gallows 2. Look forward on that on this podcast's best of 2019.
Sorry, Knives Out. You're about to be dethroned.
Try and
put
a microphone in my
face
face and try to remember what the fuck The Gallows is about.
It was the kids in Nebraska.
Maybe you found the DVD that Carrie gave you as a gift.
Yeah, I bought that for you as a loving gift.
Anyways, this is a long podcast. If you enjoyed this fine audio product, let us know on twitter.com. You can follow the podcast at Movies Are Real and follow me at jcruzalvarez26. Ryan, where can people find you?
At Mr. Pibb Official on the Twitter or on Letterboxd at Filmpiece.
Oh yeah, you can find me at jcruzalvarez26 on Letterboxd as well.
George is making moves using Letterboxd.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find me on Twitter at KAR_E Lyles, Lyles, or on Letterboxd by just searching my first name, Carrie, Karrie.
Next time we will meet, the saga will finally end. Star Wars. Adam
Driver,
yeah.
I love him.
He's so tall and also broad.
Oh, man, remember that fucking meme about his
chest?
Yeah, I forgot.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
That was.
You know what, Ryan? You're right. The Last Jedi is good.
Anyways, until then, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.